Hey guys, today we have Ujala and she is having total 3.5 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same framework interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Ujala, how are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm fine.
Yes, shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Ujala, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, I'm Ujala Chaudhary. I
Mm-hmm.
graduated in 2021 in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Assam University, Silchar. Then I joined Cognizant. There I was working as a Java developer. I was working for a company called Chubb. Like this was my client, and it was
Mm-hmm.
an insurance-based project. So I was
Mm-hmm.
working there as a Java developer, uh, focusing on backend services, API, and some parts of production support using Java, Spring Boot, and Oracle database.
Okay, so currently your day-to-day task is creating REST APIs, right?
Yeah,
Creating features from the scratch, right?
yeah.
So can you tell me how OOPs are very important in our projects, in our development projects especially?
Yeah. So OOPs are the basic like concepts of the object-oriented programming. And Java is a
Mm-hmm.
object-oriented programming language. Everything
Mm-hmm.
in the Java, like not purely object-oriented, but 99% of the things in the Java is object. So
Mm-hmm.
in object, we have four basic concepts. First one is polymorphism. Second one is encapsulation. Third, abstraction. And fourth one is
Okay. Okay,
inheritance.
so let's say if class B extends class A and both have constructors, which constructor is called first when creating an object of B?
It will call first the constructor of B and then A.
Okay, so
No,
it will,
sorry. It will
yeah.
first call the constructor of A, like the parent class,
Uh-huh.
and B is the child class, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
correct. Parent class constructor is always called first, then the child
yeah,
class constructor.
child class.
Okay,
I
so
got confused.
what happens if the parent has no default constructor but only parameterized constructor?
Like Java gives the default constructor like by
Mm-hmm.
default. So it has parameters. If we are calling the uh, like something we are not giving anything,
Mm-hmm.
so it will directly call the inbuilt constructor, which is the default constructor,
Okay,
and
okay.
if it has no constructor, then it will go to the second constructor, like child class
Mm.
constructor.
Okay. Yeah, and also because Java has parameterized constructor, oh sorry, B A class has parent class as a parameterized constructor. So it means the child must explicitly call the parent constructor using the super. Otherwise, compilation will fail. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So suppose you have a system with a shape class and subclasses circle and square.
Yeah.
How would you design it so that the client code can calculate area without knowing the exact shape type?
Can you repeat the question?
Suppose you have a system with a shapes class and subclasses circle and square.
Okay.
How would you design it so that the client code can calculate area without knowing the exact shape type?
Uh, so I will create one method called area in the parent
Mm-hmm.
class, and
Mm-hmm.
both the child classes like circle and rectangle, whatever.
Uh-huh.
So they
Okay.
will have to override this method.
Mm.
So
And
both.
also we could define a common method in the parent class shape as abstract area, something like that.
So we have to create an abstract class also.
Uh,
So
and
we have
overrides it with its own
yeah.
implementation,
So
something
if
like
it's
that.
an abstract class, then like you didn't mention that we have to create the abstract class. So if we are calling the
Mm.
abstract class, the method will be empty. So
Uh,
the child class will have to overwrite it by default.
okay.
Otherwise, it will keep the error.
Yeah. Okay. So Jala, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, we had launched complete interview preparation material, structure step by step by myself, expert and MNC's interviewers. And the best part is that now no one need to go anywhere else to prepare interviews. There's a 99% chance that interviewers will ask questions from this material. So basically, it contains a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question and answers for Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Git, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, microservices, Java coding questions, stream API coding questions, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the below description. And if someone needs this material plus two real enterprise client projects for reference, plus one-on-one live timed out sessions and reference to the big MNCs, then they should check the interview preparation kit. I will provide the link for this as well in the description below. So now moving to our interview. So Jala, as we were discussing about OOPS, and you already told me there are four pillars: encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism, right? So, can you tell me how abstraction differ from encapsulation?
So the basic difference between abstraction and encapsulation is
Mm,
encapsulation means we are restricting to like we are restricting our to access. Like we are encapsulating
mm,
everything in one thing. Like we use
mm,
access modifier, public, private, default to prevent the access. And in abstraction, what we do in abstraction, we hide the unnecessary implementation details to the user. Like we
mm.
only show the what is necessary. So
Okay.
this is the difference between abstraction and encapsulation.
Okay. So in method overloading and method overriding, what happens if we change only the return type in the method overloading?
Method overloading.
Yes, yes, method overloading. Okay, so
No, we
let me
cannot.
repeat the question again. What happens if we change only the return type in method overloading?
We cannot change the return type in the method overloading. Like if we change, it will be another method. It
Yes,
won't
it will
be
cause a
method
compile
overloading.
time
In
error,
method
right?
overloading, yeah. Actually,
Mm,
in method overloading, we can change the input type, like the argument, not the
mm,
return type.
okay, okay. So, uh, can we override static methods in Java?
No, static methods belong to the class, not to
Mm,
any individual object, so we cannot override it.
mm, okay. Can we call both super and this method in the same constructor?
Super in this, yeah, we can.
Okay.
Super will call the parent class object, like the reference from the parent class, and this will
Mm,
refer to the current object.
okay. Okay, so I think the answer is no, because both must be the first statement in the constructor. So, but you can only use one of them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. So tell me the difference between abstract class and interface with the real world scenario.
So in abstract class, we have abstract methods, or we
Mm-hmm.
can have non-abstract methods also. So
Mm-hmm.
abstract methods are basically methods which have no implementation. It has only
Mm-hmm.
the definition, and interfaces are same. So in interfaces till Java 7, we didn't have any, like we could have only abstract methods with no
Mm-hmm.
implementation. But after Java 8, we can have default and static methods also. The same with goes with the abstract class, but the
Mm-hmm.
major need of interfaces is like we cannot have multiple inheritance in Java,
Mm-hmm.
so we need interfaces. So in interfaces, it is the same thing. We define the structure, and in abstract classes, we can have like non-abstract methods also. We can have methods with implementation, which
Mm-hmm.
was not possible in
Okay.
Java 7, but Java 8 it is possible.
Okay, okay. So since Java 8 introduced default and static methods in interfaces, right? So when should we still prefer abstract classes?
When we should still prefer. Like if we have one class in which
Mm,
we want a certain method which should be implemented in all the like we don't need to override it. It is common for all the methods, uh,
mm,
all the classes which are going to inherit it, like the
mm,
child classes, and the child classes does not need to implement multiple inheritance. They need to
mm.
implement just one class. Then I think the extra classes are fine to use.
Okay, okay, got it. Uh, so moving ahead, what happens internally when you create an object in Java?
What happens internally when we
Mm,
create an object in Java? So
mm,
when we create one object, we get memory, the reference in the heap memory. The object is created in heap memory, and the reference
mm.
is kept, and
Okay.
we get storage.
Mm-hmm.
And when we need that, it has a
Okay. Like
reference.
there will be class loading, memory allocation, default initialization, constructor
Yeah,
call.
the class loading is done like
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
when when we create an object, the class is loaded first in
Mm,
JVM. It is
okay.
the memory is assigned in the heap
Mm,
memory.
okay.
Yeah.
So can constructors be overridden in Java?
Yeah, constructor we have like default constructor Java gives us. We can have another constructor also, like different constructor. We can have multiple constructors.
No, no, we can have multiple constructor. That means that is overloading, constructor overloading. Can we override constructor?
Override constructor.
Mm,
Yeah, I think yes.
okay. So yes, I think no, because constructor cannot be overridden because they are not inherited by child classes. Okay. So constructor are meant to initialize objects of their own class. If they allow overriding, it would break the object creation chain since child constructors are not supposed to redefine parent construction. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what will happen if you call a method inside its own body without a terminating condition?
Can you repeat? Sorry.
What will happen if you call a method inside its own body without a terminating condition?
It will be an infinite loop because we don't
Mm-hmm.
have a termination. So
Okay.
it will be an infinite loop.
Infinite loop. Yes, that is correct. And
And uh,
yes,
once in memory is like it will be stack overflow.
yes. So since this is an infinite recursion, for method is calling its own method again and again, and it will lead to stack overflow. That's correct. So tell me, how is recursion different from iteration?
In iteration, we have one loop like for loop, while
Hmm.
loop, do while loop. But in recursion, we call this like this the method calls itself.
Hmm.
Like one like we have one method add, and
Hmm.
inside its body, it is calling itself. So that
Okay.
is recursion.
Okay. Uh, okay. Got it. So can you explain the different types of class loaders in Java?
Yeah. We have application loader.
Mm-hmm.
We have one. Sorry, it is a class loader,
Mm-hmm.
and we have one more. We have three types of loaders. I'm not able to recall the name exactly, but one is class loader, one is application loader, and there's one more thing. Uh,
Bootstrap loader
Bootstrap. Yeah,
and extension loader. So
yeah,
yes, that's correct. There are three types of class loaders: Bootstrap, extension, and application. Bootstrap is a core part of JVM loads. Extension
yeah.
loads classes
And
from the JRE. Mm,
yeah, and we can also define the class loading in Spring Boot using
yes, yes, yes.
application.context or class.context. I just
Okay.
exactly forgot the syntax, but
Mm,
I know the concepts.
yeah, yeah, it's fine. So can you tell me the difference between loading and linking?
Loading and linking.
Uh,
Like when we create one object, it is getting loaded. That is application. That is loading.
mm-hmm,
Linking, I'm not very sure. But
mm,
maybe it is somehow linked to the auto wired concept.
okay.
Injection, maybe I'm not very sure.
Okay, okay. No, it's actually it's not from the context of Spring Boot. I mean, I was asking from the core Java itself. So yes, loading is correct, but in linking, the class is prepared for execution. Actually, there are three steps: verification, preparation, resolution. When we are linking the class. Okay.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay. So, can you tell me the difference between JDK, JRE, and JVM?
Okay, so the JDK stands for Java Development Kit.
Mm-hmm.
In JDK we have JVM and JRE.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
JVM is the Java Virtual Machine,
Mm-hmm.
which has all the things, which has JRE and which has
Mm-hmm.
the application libraries
Mm-hmm.
also, and JRE is Java Runtime Execution, which actually executes the program. So in JVM we have JRE and library, which
Mm-hmm.
is which is needed to execute the programs. And JRE actually executes the program. It converts it into bytecode, like dot
Okay.
class.
Okay. What's the role of JIT, just in time compiler?
JIT converts the byte, like we have JIT inside the JRE. So it
Mm-hmm.
converts the like we have the file dot Java, it converts it into
Mm-hmm.
bytecode, which is dot class. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, we can, once we compile it, we can run it in the different machines also. Like as we know, the Java is in platform independent. So once it convert it into dot class, we can run it anywhere.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, despite there is a garbage collector in Java, so why we might see the memory leaks?
Mm. Sometimes what happens that uh, the object which is like not
Mm-hmm.
in use, but it is still referring to some
Mm-hmm.
point. The null object is still
Mm-hmm.
referring to some point. So it leads to memory leak. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this is the main reason.
Okay.
Like,
So, can you tell me the difference between heap memory and stack memory?
yeah, in Java we have two type of memory, heap memory and stack memory. So when we create any object, it goes
Mm-hmm.
into heap memory, and stack memory is used for functions, like the flow of the
Mm-hmm.
functions. We have
Okay.
when we call something, it goes in stack, and the
Mm-hmm.
program gets executed by the stack
Mm-hmm.
memory.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so moving to the Spring Boot part, tell me what is IOC, inversion of control, and how does it differ from traditional object creation?
So in traditional object creation, we use new keywords. So we
Mm-hmm.
create the object by ourselves. But in Spring on Spring Boot, what happens that the Spring framework, it takes
Mm-hmm.
care of the creation of the object and the life cycle of the object.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to create the object by ourselves. It is the inversion of control, like the Spring and framework is taking care of the creation and life cycle of the object.
Okay, okay, so how does the IOC container know which beans to create and manage?
We have to, like in Spring Boot, first of all, we have in classes we use the annotation called component
Mm-hmm.
or service, this that service repository controller. So it
Mm-hmm.
creates beans of that. And if we want to specifically create bean of any object which does
So do
not
you
have
know
the
about
condition,
metadata? Metadata.
I have heard about it.
Okay, okay. So yeah,
But
actually IOC containers uses metadata.
okay.
Yeah, based on this metadata, Spring creates and wires beans at runtime.
So, but we have to give the annotation of at the rate bean, right?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes, yes. So
so
all
then,
this data gets stored in the metadata.
okay.
Bean creation, configuration. We just give the annotations, and these are I mean, these things get stored in the metadata, and then ISC container looks the metadata and just take help and just do things. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between component service and repository annotation?
Yeah. So component is the basic generic annotation, and it tells the class that it is
Mm-hmm.
a component. And service controller and repository is basically like we use define that is the service class as the business logic. Controller is taking care of the API calls, and the repository level is dealing with the database.
Okay.
Like it is to specify what is the purpose of this
So
class.
can we interchange repository annotation and service annotation?
We can, but it is not a good practice.
Okay. Okay. Moving ahead, can you tell me the difference between field injection, setter injection, and constructor injection?
Yeah. So
Yes.
basically, we use the annotations of injection,
Mm.
like as I already told, that the Spring takes care of the life cycle of the uh, creation and life cycle of the beans, which is like the method, sorry, object. So we sometimes we need to use that also. So we
Mhm.
don't need to link it automatically. We need to use the annotation or at the rate auto wired. So it
Mhm.
automatically injects the dependency, which is called dependency injection. We have different type of injection like setter injection. uh, in that need to use some we need to write a method to set the injection, and
Mhm.
generally we do it by the auto add annotation, so it
Okay.
automatically injects that.
Okay.
And
Okay. Okay. So tell me, why is constructor injection considered the recommended approach?
uh, sorry, I don't know that, like I have heard about that but I just forgot that.
Okay, okay, because it supports immutability. I mean, easier for unit testing. It helps avoid circular dependencies.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so how does Spring resolve dependencies when multiple beans of the same type exist?
Okay, so it will give error if we don't use any uh, annotation called primary or qualifier. We
Mm-hmm.
have to use already predefined it like primary. By using primary annotation,
Mm-hmm.
it will get the precedence like preference. And we can also use at the rate qualifier annotation, and if we don't use anything, so it will give error.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So tell me the difference between auto-wired and manual bean wiring in XML configuration.
uh, XML configuration, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in auto wired, we just use the annotation when we create don't create, we just define the uh, object. Then
Mm-hmm.
at top of that, we use auto add annotation. And in XML configuration, we have to, like in earlier Spring things, not in Spring Boot, we had to write the configuration in XML file, that is XML configuration.
Okay. Uh, okay, got it. So, do you know about no such bean definition exception?
Yeah, I have got this. No such
Yes,
being
yes. So, what's that? Why did you got it?
no such being definition. Uh, like sometimes we try to create any being which is like does not exist, such
Mm,
type. Then it gives the error no such being found.
okay.
Like I have got this exception, but I've
Mm,
used.
okay. Okay. So, moving ahead. Uh, how can you create custom annotations? Did you try this?
Custom annotation.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have not.
Okay. Yes, actually, there are ways we should use target retention, these annotations. Okay. We can define a custom annotation and meta annotate it with component or other stereotypes.
Okay,
Okay.
I have not tried that. I
Yes.
will try that for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Do you know about the Spring Beans scopes?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, Spring beans, like in methods. Sorry, the objects which are created by Spring, we call them beans.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Scope, that is an annotation at the rate of
No, no,
scope.
scopes means there are multiple scopes, singleton, prototype, request sessions of the
Yeah, yeah.
Spring.
So
Yes, yes.
the singleton one, I know that
Mm-hmm.
it will have only one object. Like
Mm-hmm.
at one given time, it will have only one object, that is a singleton. Prototype, I just forgot, but singleton.
New instance every time it's
Oh,
requested.
yeah.
Yeah.
Every time you request, it will give a new object. Prototype.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. So moving ahead, do you know the difference between application context and bean factory?
Application context we use in the main method. We
Mm-hmm.
call the run method by application context.
Mm-hmm.
Bean factory, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it's fine. So Bean Factory is nothing. It's basic DI container. It works on lazy initialization and it's lightweight. Uh, yes, it's a kind of application context. I mean, application context is a subset of Bean Factory.
Okay, got it.
Hmm. Yes, yes. Sorry, it's a superset of Bean Factory.
Okay.
Application context is a superset of Bean Factory. Okay. Okay, and there might have questions like in what scenarios would you prefer Bean Factory over application context? So in memory constrained environments where fully application context features are not needed for simple standalone application, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So can you tell me about logging frameworks in Spring Boot?
Yeah. So for logging, use we have logback,
Mm-hmm.
which like by default the Spring Boot uses logback.
Mm-hmm.
We have we have two more, I think log4j
Mm-hmm.
and one more. But in our project we use logback. So
Mm-hmm.
I just know about that logback.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So there are multiple like logback. Logback is default, log4j2, Java
Yeah.
util logging. So by default, Spring Boot uses logback because it's lightweight, performant, and it integrates well with the Spring. Okay. So can you tell me how you debug any defect by looking through logs?
Yeah. So basically, we have logging levels. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to, in an application.properties file, we have to
Mm-hmm.
set the level to the log level to debug.
Mm-hmm.
Then it will give the, like we have error, debug,
Mm-hmm.
info,
Mm-hmm.
warning. These are the levels. So when we set it to debug, it will give all the logs of the
Mm-hmm.
debug level, and we have to look at the logs that what is the error in that.
Okay. Okay. And do you know the different logging levels?
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
the base like error is the top
Mm-hmm.
most. Then we
Mm-hmm.
have warnings.
Okay.
Then we have info,
Mm-hmm.
debug, and the last one is there's one more below the debug. Uh, what was that?
Trace, debug, info,
Yeah, trace.
warn, error. Okay.
Yeah, the error is the
Yeah.
topmost, and
Mm-hmm.
in general we get the debug level is set till info level. We get the logs till info
Mm-hmm.
level.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So can you tell me the difference between application YAML and properties file?
Yeah, so we use application.properties file, and we also have application.yml file. So
Mm-hmm.
in application.yml file, we have the like indentation.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to repeat everything, but in
Mm-hmm.
application.properties, let's say we are writing Spring data source dot URL. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it is, and then we have to write Spring dot data source dot password username. But in YML, we have to write Spring dot data sets only one time, and after
Mm-hmm.
that we can write URL username password like that. So
Okay.
that is different.
Okay. So what are the best practices while writing or creating REST APIs?
Writing REST API.
Yes.
So we have to use the controller. We have to use different classes like service for the logic, business logic,
Mm-hmm.
controller for handling the REST APIs. So we, in the class level, we write the annotation at the rate REST
Mm-hmm.
controller, and for every method, we write the code.
Okay.
And we use the annotation at the rate mapping, post mapping, uh,
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Okay.
Depending.
Okay. Okay. So tell me the status codes uh, for the REST
Hmm.
APIs.
So in X-axis for errors, 404
Mm-hmm.
not found, 401,
Mm-hmm.
200
Mm-hmm.
is for success, like
Mm-hmm.
two things are success. 501 or something like that is for client error.
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly remember the codes. I remember the 200 is for success, 404 not found.
Mm-hmm.
There is one more client error, which
Mm-hmm.
is like client side
Okay.
status error.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they are 400 series, 500 series, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me the difference between response entity and returning data from API through an object.
response entity,
Mm-hmm.
in response entity, we get the data in JSON format.
Okay.
Uh, like you're talking, and in normal, like we get the view, complete view when we
Mm-hmm.
use the response entity, and the other one, we don't get the data in the JSON format. So we
Okay.
prefer
And
the
also a response entity returns with the status codes uh, and headers
sorry,
also.
sorry, I forgot that. Yeah,
Right. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it returns the status code.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I've used that, just completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine, fine. Okay, so moving ahead, tell me how you guys are utilizing Git in your project.
So we use Git for like everything is based on Git also.
Mm-hmm.
When we make any changes,
Mm-hmm.
we first create the feature branch when we are
Mm-hmm.
working on anything.
Mm-hmm.
We like our main branch is the develop branch. So
Mm-hmm.
we create one branch, feature branch from the develop branch. Then we uh, push all the changes we do,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have to do the code review from our TL and
Mm-hmm.
one of our team member. We need two approvals, and after two approvals, like code review, it gets merged to the develop PG branch, and then
Mm-hmm.
we deploy it.
Okay. Okay, so tell me a few Git commands that you use in your day-to-day
Uh,
tasks.
yeah, in day-to-day tasks, mostly we use Git pull, Git push, Git
Mm-hmm.
merge, Git
Okay.
stash.
Mm-hmm.
These are the
So
things
where we
we
can use Git rebase.
Git rebase.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, sorry, I have never used it, but maybe
Git cherry
you.
pick.
Yeah, cherry pick is used. It was used in my previous project a
Mm-hmm.
lot because when we want to cherry pick from a particular branch, we use this command get cherry pick.
Mm, correct, correct. Okay. Why do we use Maven in our project? Why
Maven is a build
Maven
tool.
build tool? Okay,
Yeah.
so what if we don't use Maven? What will happen?
If we don't use Maven, we have sorry,
Mm,
we use Maven and Gradle as a build tool. Otherwise, we have to take care of everything, like building everything. Maven
mm.
builds everything
We
by
will not be
default.
having dependencies. We need to do
Yeah,
everything from
the
scratch.
Maven. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so Ujala, it's done from my end, and it was a very nice interview.